Alright, let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Iron Most, and tonight me and the Iron Saga Versus team are bringing you a little special exhibition event. So one thing about this game, right, it's made in China. Yeah, we don't get to see in other countries a lot of the Chinese player base and the Chinese pro players. So we wanted to show you one of the Chinese pro players, Tiandi, and fighting one of our American pro players, Diaphone, who's been a very good supporter of the game. Of course, he won the first TNS, immediately latched on Qing Arsenal 2 and did very well with it. So yeah, we managed to make it happen a little after EVO Japan, so Diaphone was still in Asia for a little while afterwards. And while this is footage from online play, so this is not live, this is pre-recorded footage, but I'll be providing live commentary. I haven't seen these matches either. I'll just be discovering them with you. So yeah, while he was in Asia, we got him to play against Tiandi on a little first to 10, as the title says. So the exciting thing about it is that Tiandi plays a character that has been severely slept on in English-speaking community. I've been teasing it a bit on Discord, but the character, and people almost guessed it, it's Mazinger Z, but it's Mazinger Z Arsenal 1. People would say, oh, Mazinger Z Arsenal 2, yeah, it's strong, but people don't play it a lot. Tiandi is a member of GTW, so GTW is Golden Tough Will. You probably saw a few of their things in the game, so their logo in the Night City level, the all-new GTW Arena, and of course, Nero's Arsenal 2, GTW Fighters. So it is a esports company from China that is now partnered with Game Duchy, hence why we have stuff from them in the game. And yeah, Tiandi is a pro player from that group. He's been helping a lot with the development of the game way before I joined the team. And he's very good at it, and his opinion is that Mazinger Z is one of, if not the best character in the game, Arsenal 1. Believe it or not. Well, let's discover that together. We're gonna give it a little watch and see what happens. Let's go. So this is from a prior version. It's been a little while. You can see it has the old load interface. And as I've said, this is online, so we got the little replay overlay there, so please ignore that. Alright, so Tiandi on the left with Mazinger Z Arsenal 1 and Diaphone, like I said, Qing Arsenal 2, Dust Annihilation. So both of them kinda trying to feel each other out right now, trying to see how they can get in. Both still at very high health, and now big flash counter from Tiandi. You can see just a big damage there. Goes for the limit break too very early on, so that will put his gauge into recovery for about 16 seconds. But despite this, he maintains a very powerful offense. And there we have it, the jumping D. So when they told me that Mazinger Z Arsenal 1 was going to be strong, you know, I thought about it. I gave it a... I tried to be, you know, open. And the one thing that sounded really strong about it to me was that, the jumping D, right? Because that move, you can use it while approaching, while retreating. It just allows you to cover so much ground so easily. So I think that's a large part of it, but it's probably not the only one, and I'm interested in seeing more. Here we see Diaphone using that rush, that reversal move to get out of there, but even with that pressure, Tiandi gets in, throws him in the corner, and using that crouching C to the huge range when Mazinger Z attacks with that Jet Scrander, his wings. And again, the jumping D to approach, even if he's on full gauge, he doesn't care. He goes ahead and uses the limit break. Nice little throw loop from Diaphone. Tries to see if he'll try to get out of it with the crouching L. So 2L is a low attack. Yeah, that little leg. Very, very good move on Qing Long. Almost gets him. There's no chip kills in this game. Once again, using that limit break. Goes into the Awakening Super to control the screen. But very good reversal from Diaphone there. Once again, great gauge control from him. Getting into the final round there. Anti-air rocket punch, and very good arsenal counterattack there, the heaven reversal. Grab, 2C, rocket punch. Oh, trying to bait him with a double jump into, oh, gets him with the anti-air. This match already moving so fast. 2C flash counter, no usage this time. Maybe he was a little too far for the EX. Great usage by Diaphone of the command dash, the break boost. Jump C, dunks him. And we got the mountain descent, but he was behind him. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Flash counter into Awakening Super. He has full gauge. This is likely enough to kill. Oh, wow. Breast fire. And the first one goes to Tiandi.
Round 1. Engage.
Rocket punch, dive kick, standard cut, limit break. Look at that, already putting him in the corner, down at least 300 health. Very good counter from Diaphone there, but even though the mountain descent is blocked, he doesn't keep that pressure. Now here's the other really good move from Mazinger's, the Arsenal 1, the the name escapes me, the Southern Cross Knife, which is another, you know, like cover a lot of ground, skip neutral type move. There's the missiles already. While he does need to wait for all 5 missiles to be available, you know, it's still very manageable, as you can see. Oh, tries to go for the Awakening Super, just a little too far for the Phantom Dance to hit. And the 100 rocket punches covering the screen. Very good defense from Diaphone, though. And we got the energy reversal there. Get him out of there. And once again, the Southern Cross Knife just kind of covering the entire screen. Getting Tiandi this round.
Round 2. Engage.
2C, just a little too far. Jump kick. Alright, with the Dragon Claw into the stomps in the corner. A little bad timing there for the grab for Diaphone. Gets him in the corner instead. Good throw break there. Oh, just a little bit of distance there. But you see, even though he completely whiffed the Southern Cross Knife, he was mostly safe. You probably need to really learn how to punish that. Getting behind him, because this game has corner cross-ups, into the stomps to make the offense safe. That's a very smart usage there by Diaphone. Oh! Interesting. I've never thought of using the EX Air Scrander just for its, like, movement. And a third time, this time hitting Diaphone in taking the second match. But yeah, that Air EX Scrander, very fast, and you can move out of it right after. Well, a lot of projectiles. Now, the one thing Diaphone hasn't been doing yet is using the break boost projectile invincibility against the rocket punch spam. We haven't seen Tiandi use the ground missiles yet, which further cements my belief that the ground missiles are kind of mid, but, you know, that's my personal opinion, and I'm willing to be contradicted. That was a pretty dominant round from Diaphone, though, really keeping Tiandi out of the air whenever he jumps and then putting him back in the corner. Break boost into the mountain descent, that move. At least the high jump version has plus frames. I don't remember if the very low to the ground does. Rocket punch, and tries for the anti-air, but you see, even if he whiffs those punches, it's relatively safe. Diaphone can't quite cover the ground in time to punish far away rocket punch, at least not with this character. The corner cross up into the grab, and we got the air recovery hit. Now, I don't quite have time in the middle of the match to explain all of the juggling rules in this game, but some hits will air recovery, and that's a really good time for a reset, since they don't get any wake-up options, right, between the quick wake-up or the backdash. In this version, we did not have the delayed wake-up yet, which just makes the air recovery perhaps even better in the new ones. Ooh, very nice neutral jump there. And same by Tiandi, kind of waiting to see if Diaphone will react into the low. Wow, very good punish on the EX descent in the corner, and now you have to deal with these missiles immediately. Very risky backdash by Diaphone. That one goes unpunished, but still Tiandi wins the scramble.
Round one. Engage.
Yeah, these are spliced together replays, so the little end of the video will display. Look at that anti-air just completely canceling the EX descent. Tiandi has played against a lot of Qinglongs, and we can see it immediately reacting with that and nullifying any use that move might have whatsoever. Rocket punch. And just gets out of the corner with the Southern Cross knife. That's just the way he plays. Spam. Oh, there it is. He did try to do the break boost to take advantage of those projectile invulnerable frames. Still can't stop the intense defense by Tiandi. Double jump, rocket punch. Yeah, Tiandi's reactions to Diaphone's double jumps are just always on point. He doesn't get baited by it at all. He doesn't fall into the dive kick. Nice 6B there by Diaphone though, pushing the offense despite the now large gap in the health, but he's closing it. Both now equal in percent and even big advantage to Diaphone. Nice back grab there, keeping the pressure there. Mazinger Z also has that very unique 5A, so his jab that will turn into that longer range chain punch that can't be cancelled if you don't hit with the start of it. You can see Tiandi using it well, but already Diaphone seems to have adapted and got that round pretty well. Good throw break here too. Can't quite cross up, and very good reaction to the second part of the EX Grander strike with the reversal. Claw and Fang rush. Get him in the corner. Oh, so Tiandi tried to go for the EX Rocket Punch, the Great Swing, which is armored, but Diaphone immediately went into a grab, nullifying that. Rare Ripple step there from Diaphone. Seems to be his round so far. Dodges the Southern Cross. No anti-air. Air to air, but nothing real big comes from it. Look at Tiandi just playing keep away. 2A, 2C. He's now sitting on full meter. Probably that's why he does Rocket Punch so much, because just using a special move will build your gauge a little bit. And of course, if Diaphone gets hit, whether normally or by blocking, it will give Tiandi extra gauge. And look at that! Gets a straight hit into limit break, into full combo. Gosh darn, sorry for the heavy language, but so far it's very dominant from Tiandi. Now I don't know about this this 6C, the jumping punch from Mazinger Z. Maybe the people who play a little more often can tell me, but is it not punishable when blocked? Oh, very nice. Look at that. He just went behind him across under. The Diaphone's time for revenge. Nice anti-air there. Ooh, jumps over the reversal. It does have a more limited hitbox than what you usually expect of a rising punch or sword. Nice little combo there by Diaphone. Put him in the corner. The plus frames from the descent. Tries for it twice in a row. Sorry, it will not work. Blocks the 100 strikes. Rocket punch and gets grabbed.
Round two. Engage.
Both of them dash in, but it is to Tiandi's victory. Energy reversal. Rocket punch, and a good anti-air call out in the middle of them. Goes into his face with the Southern Cross knife. Nice counter offense. And you can see another wake up EX rocket punch. Very good block there by Diaphone. And And the stomps will make the dive kit a lot safer and just continue the offense. It can be used after almost everything that Qing does, even the normal grab. It's very rare for characters to be able to do anything. He's not the only one, but it's rare. Very good jump D there, but even better block from Diaphone. Will it matter? You know. Not this round. This breast fire did kill. Abune! Tiandi already up 5-0. Rocket punch into the Scrander. Limit break again. I'm really wondering, and I mean, I've seen Japanese players do it a lot at EVO Japan, but these early limit break, putting you into overload, it seems like a lot of players value that, whether it's for continuing pressure or just making the combo a lot stronger. Even if your gauge doesn't build up during overload, it seems that it's valued, yeah. Put him into the corner. That's it. He might be showing off. I don't think so, though, because while Tiandi has been winning much more than losing, these aren't like complete stomps, right? Like he's at 220 health. He's not getting perfects or anything. So I don't think he's at a spot where he can freely show off. So I think this is really just something he finds valuable in matches. And to me, that's interesting, right? To see that players are willing to forget about their gauge for, I think it's about 15, 16 seconds, just go into more offense or more damage. Using that energy reversal a lot as well to keep Diaphone off him and maintain his keep away gameplay, which allows him not only to spam those rocket punches and build gauge, as I said, but often also build missiles if he doesn't have them. She's been sitting on for a little while. Very nice anti-air reversal here by Diaphone. Ooh, that counter. That was so smart. Countering the missile to stomp him afterwards. I like that. I like that. How round. Anti-air rocket punch. 2C. Double jump. Ooh, another unique thing about Mazinger Z is that his jump A does allow to juggle, so even after this very weak, very fast move, there he goes into super, into breast fire. Anti-air, and from that far he knows the Scrander cut will hit. And look at that. Southern cross knife into the cross-up jump B. And then he can just keep away. No! Oh! Commentator's curse. Now he gets the perfect. Tried to punish the rocket punch spam with the awakening super move. It was just a little out of range. How heartbreaking. Get him into that corner. Waits to see what he's gonna do. Tried to go over the back roll to nullify Diaphone's OT. Got the grab, but now Tiandi is the one in the offense. Good dive kick there. Energy shield. Okay, that's one I like to see more and more. I think all players are waking up to it, especially since it also beats grabs. The thing is, with these incredible combos by Tiandi, and here we had the reset, the jab into the overhead, which clearly Diaphone was blocking low or not blocking at all. Anti-air rocket punch, very nice, break boost, puts him into the corner, throw escape. Good job to Tiandi, and low crushes with that 6B. Immediately jumps. He trades the corner, though, for a pressure that didn't give a result. Still, overall, this round is at Diaphone's advantage. Tiandi now has full gauge. Overhead. Can he kill from that? The stomps, what does he do? Well, not that. Still, did not matter. Managed to clutch that last Little hit.
Final round. Engage.
Ooh, air-to-air doesn't get the pickup though. That was the 8B. It's slightly different from the jump B, and it will juggle. It's a better air-to-air kick. Now, once again, just Tiandi using that EX Scrander just as a movement tool. This time, Diaphone was wise to it though. He does seem to like Diaphone that neutral double jump into dive kick, but Tiandi seeing side coming. Atare, ooh, very good here. Manages to punish it this time. And we got the heavy descent. That one has not been very good for Diaphone in these exchanges. I think Tiandi expected Diaphone to jump there. And very good, uses the counter against those projectiles. In the corner for you. Oh, Diaphone, these are the results of not practicing your combos, I gotta say. I think you could have killed right there. He stomps into Awakening. I don't know the Qinglong combos by heart that well. It's air-to-air there, and the 5B into Scrander ends up connecting, even that low to the ground. We'll grab. Ooh, nice 5C anti-air. Doesn't quite get the OTG with the descent there. In the corner you go. And in the corner you stay. This is Diaphone's round so far. Very good keep out.
Player 2 wins.
And this round belongs to him.
Round 2. Engage.
Ooh, call out that he will jump. Rocket punch time. And there we go. Trying to get that timing for the break boost. Okay, I don't know about that one though, Tiandi. I know you're a much better player than I. I guess you got chip damage, but was it worth the 3 energy? Maybe he expected something to happen there. Nice throw break. Diaphone's got the corner. Stomps. Ooh, mountain descent. And gets it. Is it time for Diaphone's comeback?
Round 1. Engage.
Good. Oh, and he baits the counter there, the parry. Seems that the 2L game was a little better for Diaphone there, but still the 2C and its gigantic range doing so much for Tiandi there. Ooh, tries to cross under, but this time Diaphone knew and he mashed. A trade a bit in Diaphone's favor though. Nice. Crosses him up this time. Neutral jump, very good. The reversal going through those drill missiles. And we got, once again, using that parry counter against the 100 strikes and snipes the drill missiles with his own lightning kick. That was such a good reaction by Diaphone. 2L. Both characters 2L doing so much. And once again, that EX, even though it is his last energy, using it to just to move around. Giving Mazinger Z an expensive air dash, and look at how much he's cashing it in. His defense cannot be stopped by Diaphone this round. Oh, and he calls out that it's going to be a low with the low parry. Nice job, Diaphone, but there it is. Jump back, drill missile to close out the round. What can you do against that? I don't know. There's probably like something. You can block, but to counter it, to punish it, that sounds rather hard. Air Scrander into ground Scrander. Big damage there. A little too predictable by Diaphone, unfortunately, and gets anti-aired. At the risk of risking myself, the same anti-air comes out, albeit for a different move. Into the corner, uses the limit break just to maintain the offense and maybe punish a mashing Diaphone, which he was not, but now he's just spamming that slide. He's just desperate to get in. And Tiandi now at 8.
Round 1. Engage.
Double jump. Just trying to see if he does anything. Rocket punch. The rare hover from Tiandi there. Kind of copying the neutral double jump from Diaphone. And look at the gray health on Diaphone. If he's not hit, it'll regen, but that's all damage taken from chip, right? Ooh, nice. Put him in the corner as soon as he wakes up. Tries to go for the grab. Good throw escape by Tiandi. Spams the anti-air rocket punches, but Diaphone does not press the up button. Very good immediate dive kick from him, but doesn't beat the wake up mash. 35. 2 health left after the combo from Diaphone, but manages to hit him with the 2L. A little bit of that leg.
Round 2. Engage.
As I said earlier, that jump A going into combo. A few characters can mash it, and the characters with an air grab can end with it, since air grabs can grab air recovery, but that's still a lot less damage than what we've just seen. And there it is again. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is what I am saying. Jump D on Mazinger Z Arsenal 1 is one of the best moves in the game, and my belief in it is further strengthened by this match. And people who have been telling me, they have told me, even some of the Chinese members, they told me that 5D, the grounded missiles, are good. How many times did Tiandi use it? Huh? How many times? He used it 0 times. He only used the 2 air versions. So I'll believe it when I see it, but so far, my belief in the air moves of these missiles is cemented. Poor Diaphone tries to get out of there with the X reversal. Manages to put Tiandi down to half health. The fact that the half health gives Tiandi such a strong, I guess, mix-up option, because as soon as he hits him, he can go into the, this, right? The 100 rocket punches. Incredible time. Incredible timing by Tiandi. He knew that Diaphone would try for the parry once again. It seems the parry is not grabbing vulnerable. And now Tiandi is at match point. One more and he'll be the first to 10. You see that range, just crazy range on a normal in general, but it being a flash counter on top. Does not get the, I think that was the low one too, so he expected Tiandi to go for a low attack. Catches the break boost. 2A, 2A. Ooh, blocks the energy reversal, gets pretty decent punish there. Double jump into the dive kick. And then empty jump into the jumping B. Nice grab. And that plus 5B, that's the nightmare of everyone who's faced Qing. And limit break once again. Tiandi using it in so many situations. We go to the Awakening Super. A lot of damage there, uses those plus frames, goes into the grab, waits for Tiandi to do something, tries to reversal there, gets punished for it, but not fatally yet. Very nice anti-air parry. Diaphone kills with the stomps. You gotta consume that gauge. Do not let Tiandi stand up again.
Round 2. Engage.
Immediately into the energy reversal. Tiandi wants control of the round. And there you have it. Takes a lot of health out of Diaphone. Tries to go in the corner, but Diaphone does not let him. He's seen this cross under. It worked on him once, but it won't again. And now Tiandi is the one in the corner. Good trade in his favor. And then into a flash counter, which while he dropped the combo, still allowed him to take a little bit control of the match, but not a lot. And Diaphone just needs one more hit there. In the corner into the rocket punch. What is Tiandi doing? Some kind of infinite jump bait. Was that 3 neutral jumps in a row? In that god Diaphone, and Tiandi just needs one more round. A grab, anti-air, jump a little hover over the reversal. Don't let this happen, Diaphone. EX stomps. Get in the corner. And it finally works. Is it frame 1? Does it have armor on frame 1? Interesting. Tobase Tekken. He tries it again, but it just doesn't cover enough distance. Wait, did they make this go further? Tiandi takes the final one. 10-1. Diaphone, I am so sorry to have had to expose you like this. But yeah, that's it. That was the battle. I hope everyone enjoyed. I'll stay around to talk about it a bit if you want to see some more stuff. I'll lower its volume just a little bit. And so, but what I've been talking about, you know, like the sheer power of Mazinger Z Arsenal 1. Let's see if we can find a good spot here. Not just the you know, like the air missiles, which of course, as I've said, I think it's one of the best moves in the game, right? The drill missiles and the Southern Cross knife, but also the way he's been using that Awakening Super. And see, like, what can Diaphone do? What can Diaphone do in that situation when there's a jump forward drill, maybe a really good timing on the energy reversal, and that's it? Yeah. Dula, yeah, I'll be answering a bit the chat now, since I won't be focusing as much on the game. Dula, so, this is prior footage. This already happened. This was when Diaphone was in Asia, so he's back. He won't be able to play as well online, unfortunately. From yeah, from the U.S. to China, it's not ideal. But while Diaphone was in, I think he was in Hong Kong at the time, so they had a very good online connection during this. What else was pretty impressive? So probably someone knows this. I did a react. Man, this isn't timed or anything, but at the very end he went into the EX. Yeah, this. The EX rocket punch, right? The great swing. So is this armored on frame 1? Hey, thank you, Dula. I appreciate your kind words. Frame 1 armor. Thank you, Chupi. Yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't seen that many of your matches, Chupi, because I haven't had time to watch anything that wasn't like TNS. But I know you've been using Mazinger Z whenever your character of the week wasn't working out. So yeah, I assume you're no stranger to using that as a reversal option. Yeah, it should be able to be throwable. Armor in this game, like most armored moves, also lose to attacks with a low hitbox, which doesn't necessarily mean lows. You know, like Great Mazinger 2C is not a low, but it is a low, but it doesn't have a low hitbox, so moves will armor it. And there's stuff like like let's see, Qinglong, I think 2B has a low hitbox but is not a low. So when he does that like low kick, when he's this move, searching on OBS because I'm using OBS as the player for this, and it's not a it's not ideal. But yeah, the way the armor works in this game, most moves will lose to a move with a low hitbox, and of course a grab, as Lem said. But still, it will block some frame 1 stuff, which almost surprises me that Tiandi's been using it, because Diaphone used that 2L quite a bit, right? Yeah, that's what I've been saying, right? Like, when I said Tiandi was gonna, like, when I wasn't sure if he was showing off or not, like, the matches weren't in his favor enough for him to just do wacky shit, right? He was definitely close to losing every time, but still able to take his advantage. And I'm sorry to say this to Diaphone as well, but he hadn't practiced his combos as much. Tiandi definitely had like the right combo for every starter, right? Whereas Diaphone, I think he was a little bit rusty on some of them, hadn't had as much time to play the other games, and you know, at some point it's understandable. Diaphone is a pro player who needs to be up to date with his main games. He needs to be up to date with, at the time, you know, like Fatal Fury had just come out. No, this is pre-recorded footage. I was just like showing off different parts of it, right? Just showing off what was happening. But yeah, because Tiandi is someone who works directly with Game Duchy, he's much more familiar with the intricacies of the game. He's had more time to practice, to know his combos and everything. So of course, you know, that's how fighting games work, but that's an advantage he gets, right? He gets to finish pretty much every hit into the near optimal combo. Which one was it, by the way, for the Awakening Super of Qinglong? Did they make it go less far or more far? Let me pull up the patch notes over here. Air, tackle, shoot, diagonal. Which one? Which one, Lem? Let me check here. Game update. Qinglong. Am I being silly? Did they not make the Awakening Super have a different range? Did I hallucinate it? I saw Mazinger fly and shoot missiles. Yeah. So it's because you never see Mazinger Z Arsenal 1, which is what I've been saying. People have been sleeping on this arsenal. So he's got two different air missiles move. He's got drill missile, which is the one where he'll shoot the he'll shoot it from his elbow downwards. He's been using it a little more. And then he's got, yeah, drill missile is the one you know about. But he's got Southern Cross Knife. Oh, it's so hard to search in this. Southern Cross Knife, which is, I think it was right there. Here we go. Yeah, just 1 second before. Which is like a command, right? I think it's quarter circle back in the air, and it will cost the missiles. It will shoot 5 little shuriken. And yeah, it doesn't have a hitbox on him, but it doesn't matter. It shoots 5 of them. It crosses the entire screen. You can't punish it when he lands, right? He's plus if he lands next to you. If he lands a little behind you, he can cross up right after. Yeah, it's an incredibly good move. That's what I've been saying. People were sleeping on this arsenal. People were sleeping on this character. We didn't even get to see some of its weirdest good stuff, like the fact that 6B has armor. He hasn't been using 8C to anti-air as well, the Mazinger knee, the rising one. He's just using it to combo. Yeah, Southern Cross Knife. I mean, it comes out of the Scrander. Doesn't use it very often. I think this is the right place to put it in the game, right? It's on an arsenal. It's not part of his main kit. It's kind of like, it's another type of missile. I think it's a really good usage. Plus, it's not a lot of art resources. They just had him do the Scrander animation and shoot like one drawing of a shuriken. It's been in a few, a few other games featuring this robot, but it's rare. A Scrander cut. Yeah. You'll sleep more on Arsenal too? Yeah, but that's the thing. People on the server have been talking about Arsenal 2 being the secret better one. And like, it does a lot of damage. And it has a command grab that's very far reaching. But it's very slow too. I feel like if you know about it, it will be hard to get caught by it. Because it does have a somewhat unique tell with those blue beams. He doesn't jump, so it's not like everyone who plays fighting games can easily react to it. But it's metered too, so it's a risk. It's an extra risk to take, an extra gamble. And then the I-beams themselves, I feel like they don't do a lot more for the character that Rocket Punch doesn't already do. I mean, that's what it used to be, Fernando. I don't know if it's still the case. But whenever I would tease, right? Because I've been teasing about, oh, there's a character that China thinks is really, really strong, and no one picks it in tournaments. And it was this. And some people would guess, oh, it's definitely Mazinger's the Arsenal 2. Because there weren't a lot of choices left. We've seen people perform really well with almost the entire cast, but Mazinger Z has been comically absent from a lot of events, and Arsenal 1 even more so. Because whenever people would play Mazinger Z, it was almost always Arsenal 2, right? And it can do a lot of damage if you do the Awakening, if you buff him with Mazin Power and have infinite gauge, but it doesn't matter as much for getting in, because like Rust Hurricane, the jumping tornado move he gets, it's super limited in how it can control space. You can only do it from a forward jump in a very specific height, whereas the drill missiles, like let's find these drill missiles here. You can do it as soon as you jump, and it's near instant. You can do it from all three jump directions, so forward, neutral, backwards, it doesn't matter. And it leaves you plus whether it's block, and if it hits, it will let you like continue with a combo. Like, it's just a very safe move to throw out. You just do it. Well, Fernando, what I'm thinking is A1 Jump D doesn't clean up everything that A2 does in terms of utility. I think it cleans up what every character does in terms of utility. It's one of the most useful moves in the game, like, look at that. Like, it's just, it's still his turn. What could have... Oh, the backwards search on this is bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's just... Yeah. You're in it. This is where you live. You live in the missiles. You live in the drill missiles. And if you think you're seeing it coming, he can do it from backwards, and that would probably mess up pretty much any reaction to it. He could do it from neutral as well. I don't know if that's as useful. I think it's a lot stronger when you're moving, whether it's forward or backwards. But again, Tiandi is the pro player, not me, so trust whatever he does on screen more than anything I say. But after seeing him use this and Southern Cross Knife so much, it's easy to believe it. Yeah, he does have to spend meter for the photon beam one. I don't know if it's how different it is in terms of being plus or minus. But remember, yeah, that's the thing, right? He's got a few less options from it, and On top of that, you also lose on the Awakening Super. Instead, you get the Mudden Power, which like Mudden Power is scary on paper, but it's an install, and like traditionally, there's not a lot of installs that are super scary. At least it's not like the original install where the end of it is easy to punish, but it's still a moment where it's like, oh, you do this, okay, I'll play more defensively until it runs out. You block his mix, and then what, right? Like, okay, maybe you get into a better combo if you hit with it afterwards, but since you can't combo from it, right? Once you hit with the activation, it's just a little bit of extra damage. You can't combo from that, which you could in the beta, and then you could do like almost 700 damage. Vasago to undo overheat. Wait, I didn't even know about that. So you would Vasago can activate it while you're in overheat? What's a recent addition? I would uninstall. Um, Great Mazinger, yeah, Great Mazinger has a really strange history in the game where people initially thought it was really, really good. Arsenal won. Especially in Japan, a lot of the online players would play Great Mazinger. Arsenal won. Um, and then it just turned out it wasn't particularly good. Yeah, I know transforming into the Vasago install gives you access to your meter back. I didn't know you could push it. You can push it while in overload, or you mean they just do it as a cancel, like from limit break into it. That's the only thing I'm like unsure about it. Next time I'll turn the game on myself and give it a try. He installed did a LB. Gotcha. Okay, so you can limit break into install. Oh, and you turn it off. So while in the install, you get. Yeah, okay, I get it. I get it. Oh, that's smart. Thank you for the explanation. Sorry we can't have it on screen right now. Next time I'll probably show off that kind of tech. Actually, not next time. Next time will be Sunday afternoon for those in my time zone, so Eastern. This way we might be able to get some of the European community to watch, and maybe even some of Asia if it's not too early for them. Maybe it's a big maybe, or too late. Yeah, it'll be about probably midnight or 1 a.m. for them. Besides that, yeah, I hope this was interesting for you all to see. Again, I wish we were able to have shown more of intercommunity matches, but just seeing Mazinger Z perform so well as a character that the Chinese team has been assuring me is really, really strong. And yeah, we can kind of see why here, right? Not just for the Arsenal One stuff, but a lot of the normals, like 2L just being a pretty general but good low, and then 2C covering so much space and going into flash counter, and then we also have like the funny chain upgraded normals. Yeah, glad to have brought it. No, I definitely wanted to do this since Diaphone has been the pro player that was the most excited to play the game. Right, he participated in some TNS stuff. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be there at Evo Japan because scheduling conflicts. But he was at Evo Japan, just not at Iron Saga versus Evo Japan because of different matches. Yeah. So it would have been fun to show more. If we had other players or even like And maybe we can get Tiandi versus Harigoro one day, because Japan China might be a little better. But unfortunately, that'll probably be after my time. We'll see. We'll see what the Game Duchy team has to say about it, and if Harigoro is still very excited about it. Harigoro was the winner of Evo Japan, the Dankuga A1 player who did really, really good with him. But yeah, and also seeing, and we've seen this in every community, but seeing players, uh, and we can see it even just in the first round, right? Who are ready to go into limit break from the very start, right? And being in overload not only denies you access to your meter, but while it's red, you don't build any. You don't lose it, right? The meter is not dumped, but to my understanding, you don't build it either, right? Like he was at one gauge after, and see it's the same amount, right? He's got 1 gauge and a little pixel there, and despite hitting a bunch of times here, he's still at the same amount 15 seconds later. So to me, that's like the scary part about it, to where not only do you not get access to meter or break boost, you also are unable to break boost during this time, but you don't build meter, right? It's the same amount. Energy Shield, he's used it a little bit. I think all the communities have been learning about it. So Energy Shield is a type of really quick parry move, as the name implies. It does cost 1 energy to use it. You can use it by pressing the up direction, so it is protected against cross-ups, and it will also work against grab, so it's a really good universal defensive option, I guess, but because it's very short, you can bait it. However, if you get it like frame perfect, you're basically refunded the entire cost. Yeah, that's a good point, Castanha. I hope I pronounced that all right. Yeah, that's a good point. Being able to trade the meter just to maintain your advantage, and as you say, like when you have a strong zoning keep away game like Tiandi and Mazinger Z. Mazinger Z is already built as a zoner with those 3 different angles for rocket punch and access to bonus Castagna. Okay, thanks for that. So, yeah, access to those bonus projectiles. It's pretty easy for him to get into whatever position he wants, so staying in the keep away, spamming those rocket punches, those missiles. And we also saw him use both Southern Cross Knife's built-in dash and even the EX Grander Cut as a movement option, right? So both of those, that was really, really impressive. Yeah, Lem, you are a Qinglong player, and you're thinking like limit break, you don't want to be using it as much. I guess because you want to be sitting on more meter, always have access to either that reversal, those reversal kicks, or probably the stomps, right? Because Qinglong doesn't use, especially Arsenal 2. We've had some Arsenal 1 players use the super, but Qinglong Arsenal 2, no one uses the super. It's a counterattack only, and it's a very slim window. It's very hard to use. It's just pretty much every player ended up agreeing that it's just not worth like using the super, except for like styling on someone. But yeah, Lem, you're saying limit break. You think it's just not quite worth it on Qinglong? Burning 5C is the main way to get limit break. I'm parsing your comment. So you lose access to... Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, and because you're using 5C so often in combos anyways. Yeah, well, I remember most people who would use limit break with Qinglong, it would be as a, like, to a combo that kills into, like, what is it, 5AA? or is it 5AC? The 5A that goes into the dunk kick into super, right? Or is it into stomps and then limit break and super? Something like that. Uh 5A 5C, yeah, and then you go into super from that, right? So yeah, I think Diaphone used it a little bit. Yeah, here's but as I've said earlier, he was a bit yeah. Sorry, Diaphone. I didn't want it to be like that, you know, but yeah, you gotta have those combos a little more memorized. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, because limit break doesn't affect your future round beyond the fact that you're not gaining energy, and you do keep energy to the future round, but I mean, like, compared to consuming meter, consuming energy, it's always more worth to finish off a combo with limit break if you can avoid using energy for it, right? And so I think that's why, like, so many Qinglongs would finish with limit break into awakening, because awakening is also just one per round. So sure, use the one you have. Um, yeah, yeah. Uh, I do like how both of them adapted to a lot of sneaky tricks. The other one would do, like Tiandi would do a lot of the. I wish I could like bookmark this. A lot of the like cross under in the corner, and Diaphone ended up getting used to it and just smashing out of it. Whereas Diaphone kind of used the C version of Descent, the falling kick that like he jumps off screen, and every time Tiandi would just anti-air it, except like 2 times, but it was more to his advantage than not. Oh yeah, I did mention. See it here in this combo. Yeah, this rising knee from Mazinger Z is armored, and you don't get to see it a lot in neutral from Tiandi. Like, he didn't use the armor properties of it. He really just used its very good damage in combos. It's also a very strong combo tool, but yeah. All right, well, I think that'll be it. So thanks to everyone for coming and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll have at least one version of this upload soon. Just got to check whether we're keeping it as is, or if we need to edit it first. But yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's good to just showcase good gameplay more officially, right? And since we had the approval directly from Tiandi and Diaphone, yeah, it's been very exciting. So I hope to see everyone again. Like I said, this Sunday at noon, I believe, is the time I've set. Yeah, so Sunday, July 6th, noon Eastern Time, and then there will be one last stream Friday. So this Sunday, we'll be reviewing what suggestions people have given us for future DLC over time. So that means one that we did in the digital survey, which was the start of the game, like not long after launch. And then there was one at the SakuraCon event, which I had a booth at. So it was an anime convention in Seattle, in USA. And then there was one at Combo Breaker, the major fighting game tournament in Chicago. So in both of those events, we had a little box, a little, I have it right here, a little suggestion box. Ooh, the lighting is not, yeah. The suggestion box for future DLC mechas, as you can see, there's chock full of papers with whatever robots people wanted to see. So, yeah. Well, no problem, Lamb, and I understand people, it's hard to schedule, so we get everyone, but I wanted at least one in the afternoon of a weekend so I could get pretty much every region available, right? So, here's hoping. Again, thank you everyone for joining. Hope you enjoyed it.